You've painted every wall in your house the right color. Neutral. If Instagram approved. And you still feel anxious in your bedroom, unfocused in your office, and weirdly cold in your living room. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Paint color isn't decoration. It's a signal your nervous system reads every single hour you're inside that room, whether you notice it or not. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which colors to use in which room, and more importantly, why most color advice you've seen online is either oversimplified or flat out wrong. Before we get into it, hit subscribe so you don't lose this channel, because we're about to break down room by room what actually works, and the mistakes that are quietly wrecking your space. Why color affects you more than you think. Color psychology in interior design isn't some soft, feel-good concept designers made up to sell paint. Research has shown that colors like blue and green actually lower cortisol and slow your heart rate, because your nervous system reads them as a safe environment. That's not a trend, that's biology. Meanwhile, high-contrast rooms like stark white walls next to dark furniture increase visual stimulation, which is the opposite of what you want in a space meant for rest. Every color choice you make is either spending your nervous system's energy or restoring it. So the question isn't what looks nice. It's what do I want this room to do to me? The living room. This is your social hub, so you want warmth without chaos. In 2026, the palette that keeps showing up in living rooms is warm greige, dusty sage, and muted terracotta. These are earthy, grounding tones that make a space feel inviting instead of showroom sterile. If your living room currently leans cold gray, that's actually working against you. Cool gray has largely been replaced by warm greige in the spaces designers are calling quiet luxury and Japandi style, because warm neutrals reduce the amount of visual information your brain has to process, and less processing reads as calm. The mistake most people make here is going too monochrome and too flat. Texture. A navy velvet throw, a woven jute rug, some brass accents. Color plus material is what makes warmth feel intentional instead of accidental. The bedroom. Your bedroom has one job: help you actually sleep. So this is not the room to experiment with bold, energizing colors like red or yellow, even if they look amazing on Pinterest. Soft blues and greens paired with neutral tones are consistently recommended for bedrooms because they create a calming atmosphere instead of a stimulating one. Think dusty sage, lavender gray, or a pale, desaturated blue. Notice these aren't the sugary bright pastels from a decade ago. The 2026 version is softer and more muted, which reads as sophisticated rather than childish. Here's a mistake almost nobody talks about. People add one calming wall color, then ruin it with cool white LED lighting that fights the mood they just created. Warm, dim, adjustable lighting is doing half the psychological work here. The paint alone won't save a badly lit room. The home office. This is where people get it backwards constantly. They either go full clinical white because they think that means productive, or they go moody and dark because it looks cool on camera. Both can work against you depending on what you actually do in that space. If your work requires deep focus, cooler tones and green undertones support that, since green is processed by the brain as a low-threat, high-safety color, which keeps your nervous system settled enough to concentrate. If your work is more creative, brainstorming, content creation, design work, a touch of warmth or a controlled pop of a bold accent color, like a deep cobalt blue or coral accent wall, can actually raise energy and support that creative confidence. The key word is controlled. One accent wall or one bold furniture piece. Not four bold colors competing for attention in the same room. The kitchen. The kitchen is a strange psychological zone because it needs to feel both energizing in the morning and warm in the evening. This is why earthy, warm tones are dominating kitchen design in 2026. Things like terracotta accents, warm wood, and off-white with yellow undertones instead of stark, cool white. These tones read as inviting rather than clinical, which matters because the kitchen is usually the most socially active room in the house. If your kitchen currently feels sterile, it's probably leaning too cool and too high contrast. Warming up your undertones, even slightly, changes how the whole room feels without a full renovation. The bathroom. People treat the bathroom like an afterthought color-wise, and that's a missed opportunity, because this is genuinely a room where you want cortisol to drop. Soft greens, pale sage, and muted blues work exceptionally well here for the same nervous system reasons they work in the bedroom. It's a small, enclosed space, which means color impact is actually stronger, not weaker, because there's less neutral visual space to dilute it. A common mistake is choosing a trendy, dark, moody bathroom purely for the aesthetic, without accounting for the fact that a small dark room with poor lighting can feel more oppressive than luxurious in daily use, especially first thing in the morning. The one mistake that undoes everything. Here's what almost nobody mentions when they talk about color psychology. The color on your wall is only half the equation. Saturation and value matter just as much as the hue itself. A deeply saturated bold color will always feel more stimulating than a muted, desaturated version of that same color, even if they're technically the same shade family. That's exactly why the most popular 2026 palettes lean toward muted, expressive tones, like dusty pink or sage green, instead of loud, overpowering versions of the same colors. You're not choosing a color. You're choosing an intensity. And intensity is what actually determines whether a room energizes you or exhausts you. How to actually apply this in your home? Start with one room, not your whole house. Pick the emotional job that room needs to do. Rest, focus, connection, or energy. Then choose a muted, grounded version of the color family that supports that job, and layer in texture and warm lighting so the color doesn't feel flat or accidental. That's it. That's the whole framework designers are quietly using while everyone else is just picking whatever color looks trendy in a photo. Your home is not just decorated. It's constantly talking to your nervous system, whether you're paying attention or not. So the real question isn't which color is trending in 2026. It's what do you want each room to say to you the moment you walk in. If this helped you look at your space differently, subscribe for more videos like this, and let me know in the comments which room you're repainting first.